What's happening? What's going on, man? The question is, should they pay for their boyfriend's trip? Right? Because you you inbox them or DM them, and the first thing they do is send you a cash app. Always begging, always thirsty, always looking for a handout. So if that's what they're doing to strangers, a stranger. Now the stranger is not asking for buns. The strangers is not asking for top. The stranger is just saying good morning. How you doing? And it's a stranger, but you got this stranger as your friend on Facebook. You following this stranger, and that stranger's following you back on Instagram. So that's a feature on these social media platforms, is the inbox. So if it's being used and the person is just saying good morning or how you doing or how's your day been, and you sending your cash app, it's nasty work. That's thirsty. That's classless. It's nothing tasteful about that. It's very distasteful. So, with that being said, if you would ask a stranger for money, why can't your boyfriend ask you to pay for something or expect you to pay for something? Right? Well, let's see what she has to say.
I wanted to come on here and pose a question. Should a female in a relationship pay for her man's vacation trip? Okay, so I was looking at this post that was on site about a young female who is going on a couple's trip to Zanzibar, and she states that her boyfriend does not make as much money as her and he can't afford the trip, but she still wants to go. And she's posing the question, is she wrong that she wants to go by herself? So that's first things first. So I was looking through the comments and stuff like that, and I saw a whole bunch of different stuff. The comments were actually really comical. It ranged from people talking about, girl, you better go on that trip, take your vacation, and then ranging from, if you obviously don't know what a relationship is about, if you're not going to take him or if you're not going to pay for his trip, obviously you don't need to be in a relationship if this is even a question. So I was just trying to see what everybody else thought, because this is my view of it. So basically, I'm looking at it like this.
First of all, what's up with this dome, man? Over here looking like RoboCop. you remember RoboCop? When he took off his helmet? Come on. Let's go.
A trip is a want. It's not a need. It's something that you do if you have the money for it, if you have the time for it, and it's considered a luxury. So in my opinion, that is something that is not needed. And I personally myself would not pay for a man's trip if he can't afford it. And I feel like,
first of all, that's very rich coming from them. It's not a need also. It's just a want. Hair, makeup, nails, purses, shoes you can't afford really. The things that y'all actually desire is not a need. It's wants. And you want men to pay for them. So this guy's in a relationship. They're not you know, this ain't just this is the guy that you want to be with. This is the guy that you decided that you want to spend your time with. He doesn't make as much money. So what? He doesn't make as much money. You do. So pay for the trip. What's wrong with paying for the trip? If you have it, why not pay for it? He doesn't have it. He doesn't have it. You have it. Oh, you're waiting for him to make enough money. Then you start doing stuff for him. See, this is what I talk about, black men, when I say they wait at the finish line. They rather wait at the finish line. At the beginning of the race, they don't want nothing to do with you. That's the reason why Becky and Ling Ling stay winning. This is the reason why they stay winning. Becky in a relationship with Brad that doesn't make that much. First of all, she wouldn't have posed that question. Maria definitely wouldn't have posed that question. She wouldn't have asked total strangers about her relationship. Hey, what do you think about me paying for this and me paying for that? And that doesn't happen with them. That always happened with y'all. Y'all always asking strangers, hey, is I'm doing this right? Am I doing this right? And these strangers you usually asking are people who destroyed their relationships. They destroyed their relationships because they thought just like you. You asking other women who are not in relationships because they destroyed them. Because any woman that's in a relationship, that values her relationship, that doesn't look at her man as just a dollar sign, but as an individual, that as an actual human being, as a valued member of society, as somebody that should also be taken into consideration when it comes to aspects of money, financial gain. If he doesn't have it and you have it, why not? Why not? Because you watch too much social media, you watch too much reality TV. All that's make-believe. Because if he had the money, guess what he wouldn't have did? If he had the money, he wouldn't have went to social media and said, hey, should I be spending my money on, she don't make that much. I do. Should I be spending my money on a trip when she can't put any money towards it? Should I do that? No, he would have just paid for it. This is the reason why they at the bottom. So let me get this straight. You only in a relationship with him because what? He's taking you on a tizzy tour? He's good with taking you on a tizzy tour? Is that the reason? You're not in a relationship for the money because he doesn't have any. And he may have money, but not as much as her. And you knew that. So it had to be something else. That's not good enough anymore. Whatever he's doing, it's not good enough. So now you're changing the rules on him. Wait a minute. I made $30,000 when you met me. I made $30K when you met me. Why are you changing the rules now? You know I don't make that much. So you're going to go to Zanzibar without me Cool. And then when you come back, you're going to tell me about all the fun you had, all the memories you made. And you know what's even crazier, black men? If it was one of her friends who didn't have the money, she would pay for it without a thought. She would pay for it. If it was one of her friends, if it was one of her, co-workers, one of her associates that, hey, I don't have it now, but she would have paid for it. But your own man, the guy that you with, you won't pay for it. Here's the evidence.
Women who are in relationships should not pay for the men's trip. And here's why. Like I said, a trip is a luxury. It is a want and it's not a need. Therefore, if you can't afford it, then you need to stay your ass at home. Now, if the couple is married, then that's different because the rules are different. Now, as a married couple, you're a one, and what is mine is yours, and what is yours is mine, and we come together and we put money together. And then from there, y'all can make that decision. So that's outside of it. So we're talking about two people that are not married, right? And so the whole thing of when these comments, when they were talking about, oh, well, she's obviously not ready for a relationship, and if she's not going to take him or pay for him, then they don't need to be in a relationship. Why is that? Because at the end of the day, we live in a patriarchal society. The women did not create this society. Men decided for us to live in a patriarchal society. And with the patriarchal society, what do we have? We have gender roles. We have traditional gender roles. So traditional gender roles is, hey, this man is supposed to take care of this. You know what I'm saying? Not to say that the woman is supposed to just be a go.
Terrible argument. Yeah, you live in a patriarchal society, but you decided you didn't want to be under our leadership anymore. Therefore, instead of you playing your role, what did you do? You told your men, step. You told them, step. I don't need you anymore. You took Brad's crumbs. This is a horrible argument. You don't want to go there. You didn't want to go. You don't want to go there. You fought to work. Becky told you, hey, listen, you shouldn't be under them anymore. You should do your own thing. You don't need to listen to them. And then you know what Becky did? Becky went back home to her husband. Told y'all to go out there. Told y'all to be all strong. So yeah, the patriarchal system only exists for Maria and Ling Ling, Marrakesh, and Becky. It doesn't exist for you because you're not under anyone's leadership. You're not under black men leadership. If you're not under their leadership, then it don't exist for you, which means you don't get traditional things from men. You don't. So I don't know why she even went. I don't know why she even went there. And as far as marriage, that would be true. What she's saying, that would be true if you didn't have so many of y'all spending money on Pookster, on the Pookster. You blow money on Pookies. You blow money on Ray Rays. That's what y'all do. Y'all blow money on the men that you like. And y'all love Pookies and Ray Rays. So the minute you get in a relationship with a productive guy who's working, and if he don't make as much as you do, right? Which is rare because they don't make much. But when you have a situation like that, why not pay for him? Because you paid for the guys walking around, tattooed up, pants hanging off their behind, pants sagging, Roscoe in the belt, bandana in the summertime, do-rag with the fitted cap in the wintertime. That's the guy. That's the guy. Multiple baby mothers. You knew about it. You became his third baby mama, his fourth baby mama. You did that. You paid for those guys. So you finally get a decent dude, and you're going to destroy that relationship because you don't want to spend for him to go on a trip. But here's the thing. He's going to dead that relationship. He's going to leave out of that relationship. And naturally, he's going to, increase his status. As he get older, his status increase. His money increase. And what you're going to do is try the classic reach back, and he's going to tell you to kick rocks. You had a chance. This is how they destroy their chances with black men. You had a chance at a relationship, productive relationship, but you threw it away over a trip. You threw it away over a trip. And you can't bring marriage in it because you spend money on pookies. If you didn't spend no money on no Pookie, if you didn't spend no money on no Ray Ray, if you ain't spend no money on Ray Rizzle from the Blizzle, if you ain't do all of that, you may have an argument. I mean, you may have an argument. Hey, she don't spend any money on nobody. She's only going to spend money on her husband. But that's not the case, though, because you spend money on Ray Rizzle from the Blizzle. So since you do that, yeah, you should spend on this productive guy too. And it's just a trip. He's not asking you to spend money on him all day, every day, but build with him. This is a part of building. Building with him. This is a part of it. But since you got to spend just a little coin, a trip, you're going to throw that out the window? Okay, cool. Let's see what else you got to say.
Gold digger and benefiting off of things, but as far as monetary things in a patriarchal society, the man is responsible for that. Am I right or am I wrong? I'm right. I know I'm right, but I'm just saying we didn't create these rules. Society did. So people can't get mad at her, or a lot of the guys in the comments trying to get mad at her, talking about she's not, a good partner or a good girlfriend because she doesn't want to take care of this man's trip. And my whole thing is, I've seen this multiple times. I've seen it with many people where there will be females who will sit and they will pay for these trips for these guys, and they'll be all on Instagram and Snapchat and every other social media platform talking about vacation, this, that, and the other, my king, all this and that, which is all good and well, but you the one paying for his trips. Like, my whole thing is, it's almost in a sense fraudulent because you shouldn't be trying to live a lifestyle that you can't afford. You shouldn't be trying to perpetrate something that you can't afford. And my whole thing is, I don't feel like a woman should be taking care of a man. Like, why do I have to pay for your trip, your luxury ticket?
Oh, how did that come to taking care of him? How's that taking care of him? Remember, it's a want, it's not a need. She just said, remember, how is that taking care of him? The cares are the needs. Food, clothing, and shelter. Food, clothing, and shelter are needs. That's being taken care of. Food, clothing, and shelter is being taken care of. So how is him going on a trip, her paying for a trip, is taking care of him? If he don't go on that trip, he's still okay. It's just a trip. Remember, it's just a want. You see what they do? Do you see what they do? This is why I tell you don't pay for nothing. This is why I tell you don't pay for nothing. Keep your money. Don't spend money on no birthdays. Valentine's Day, Christmas, whatever day that usually is gift giving, you keep your money in your pocket, and the closest you get it, here's a beer, here's a can of beer. Don't do nothing. This is selfish. This is extremely selfish. They expect men to pay. Cool. All right, that's what you do. You expect men to pay. Men are always paying. Remember, y'all are independent now. Remember, you don't need no man to pay for nothing. So now you the one always talking about you don't need a man. You don't always want saying that, oh, you can raise this kid or that kid by yourself. You can raise a son into being a man. You could do all this. You don't need no man for nothing. But you need him now when it comes to paying for things? No. This is what you call, and this is what you call not appreciating the men that you had. That's what this is called. Not appreciating the men that you had. They don't have black men no more. See, they got this delusion that black men are still there. No. You don't have access to them anymore like that. You don't. You didn't appreciate them at all. They were there. You had nothing but access to them. All you had to do was be nice to them and be fair to them. That's all you had to do. Be nice and be fair. Now you're done. Like, they really done. They really done. You could tell she walks around with an attitude, talk crazy to men. You could tell. You could just look her whole demeanor. You could tell she has a nasty disposition. Here's the thing though. Black men are not dealing with that anymore. That's crazy. Y'all had unlimited access to the men. Now you don't. You go on these dating apps and you're at the bottom. You're at the bottom. Nobody's choosing you on the dating apps. Nobody is approaching y'all in the street. Hey Keisha, since you like to listen to everything that I, listen to all my videos and be upset at the things that I say. I don't know why, I really don't know why. I'm only telling the truth. That's all I'm doing. I'm not saying nothing egregious. I'm just telling it how it is. That's it. But here's the thing. The question, when is the last time a productive guy, the guy that you want, approached you?
Taking your trip if you can't afford it.
When is the last time the guy that you wanted, the guy that you looking for, approached you? Not the guy that you don't want, the guy that you do want. They don't approach you. You don't get approached by the guys that you want. You know why? Because you don't qualify for them.
And the same goes with women in a relationship, in my opinion. If she can't afford it, if she can't afford this luxury vacation, and if it's not in his mindset to be her provider and to be taking care of her, or whatever the case may be, then he shouldn't pay for the trip either. You know what I'm saying? But I honestly completely don't think that the woman should take care of something, especially if they're just dating, if that is her boyfriend, if they are not married. Absolutely not. Why? At the end of the day, I do think that it boils down to your specific thought process, how your specific relationship works, how the money in your specific relationships works. So it is based off of just individual opinion alone, right? My overall opinion is I would not do it, but this girl over here overall opinion is, well, what I got, they got. But at the end of the day, until we are connected by the hip with a marriage, then what's mine is mine and what's his is his. And if he can't afford his trip to Zanzibar, then he can drive his butt over there to Atlanta or Alabama or something and hang out while I'm over there in Zanzibar. And another thing, like, who's about to sit and just be paying thousands of dollars to live a lifestyle with somebody that's not yoked with them? And like and that goes and that can go into a whole different conversation. But what are y'all thoughts? Do y'all think she was wrong for not, paying for her man's trip, or do y'all think that she's within all her rights to go on her own and enjoy herself because she can afford it and he can't?
First of all, well, not first of all. Let me just end it off right this. Robo Ratchet, right? What Robo Ratchet right here is saying is it's okay for them to ask the men that they're in the relationships for money. Because did you notice she said that she didn't say anything about, when it comes to the guy paying for the trip, right? If he have it, she said if he don't have it, but she didn't say if he did have it. Meaning, if he does have it, he should pay. If she doesn't have it and he have it, he should pay. She said only if the guy doesn't have it, he shouldn't pay because he can't afford it. But what if he can afford it? He should pay, right? So why is it that way for him, but it's not the same way the other way around? And if this is what you really want, then you're giving a mixed signal, because you've been out here preaching you don't need anybody. You've been out here preaching you can do everything without a guy. You've been preaching for equality, right? Cool. That's equality. You pay and he pays. If he can't afford it, you pay. If he can afford it, he pays, right? That's the way you want things to go, right? Or even if he can't afford it, you want him to pay, and if he can't afford it, you still want him to pay. The whole thing is they want guys to pay regardless if they have it or not. And if they don't have it, then they'll go on a trip without him, right? And he'll stay home. Listen, he got till the sun burn out to be valuable. He does. He got to the sun burnout. You got guys in their 50s, 60s, 70s who can still get, younger women, who can still get into relationships, who can still get married. Y'all got about 5 years tops before it start getting dark. From 22 to 27, that's when it start getting dark. So yeah, keep playing around. Who cares? Go ahead. You're not really hurting these guys. You're only hurting yourself with this attitude. Don't date. Leave men alone. See, a lot of these guys out there don't even understand what's going on. These guys are dating They're young. They not making a lot. They're young. And then you got women with them that's looking at them and comparing them to people that they see on television. And it's very unfair. It's very unfair. He's a young guy. He's like 22, 23 years old. He's probably making $35,000 a year, which is good for his age. Which is very good for his age. But you're comparing him to a rapper. You're comparing him to a basketball player. You're comparing him to some internet influencer. You're comparing him to, reality TV personalities. You comparing him to everything you seeing on Instagram, Facebook, and you're saying you can do better than him because of everything else you see out there instead of appreciating him and not understanding that, hey, this is him now. As he get older, he's going to get more. He's going to increase his wealth. He's going to increase his knowledge on how to get it. He's going to increase his portfolio. And guess what? You're not going to be around for it because you were putting too much pressure on him at 23 years old to be making 150K per year. Then when he breaks up with you at 23, and he becomes something at 30, when he becomes more valuable, way more valuable than before, his value just keeps increasing. His is going up. Guess where yours is going? Down. And you're going to wonder what happened. Why nobody checking for you? Why is everybody checking for him? Because simply, you're not the prize. You're not. You had the prize all along. You had the prize all along inside your house. And instead of appreciating that prize, you threw it in the garbage.